What's happening, people? Welcome back to Channel Lele, man. What can I say? The lighting is mad because in the UK right now it's 33 degrees, bro. 33 degrees, and it's mad. So make sure for my sanity and for me to get some coolant in here in East London sides, you smash the like button. It's very, very, very important. Of course, Jordz is here in the background waiting, so we're going to talk on Chelsea and Spurs transfer links. They both go into one net, so it kind of makes sense in that way, innit? But yeah, as you can see, the sub count is mad. We're now like 40 subs away for 1.6k. Yeah, that's mad. I get it. But you guys need to help me out. So I'm trying to say. And mods, you know what to do already, man. Be everyone inside already. Bro, you suck both. You mean the other way around, Olu. Olu English, bro. It's both suck. And pause anyway on that one. So English, please. That's my guy, Olu, brother. I'm not taking him it. But big up Jordz in the building. Big everyone in here as well. No excuse why Jordz can't get to. I think he's going for 2.7k subs. This stream right now, if all of you subbed, you'll hit that straight away. So let's make sure we're doing that, yeah? Let's get Jordz inside the building straight away. We ain't got too long. Do you know what I'm saying? Be at the panel. You know what I'm saying? Be at yourself. But Jordz, talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
Yes, Chez. Thank you. Big up for you bringing me on the channel. It's been a while, you know, we're both on this growth journey, trying to get up to that 5Ks, 10Ks, and join the bigger people in the world. But we're here, man. As people have seen, some big news on the Tottenham side of things, little bombers and them things, but we're going to speak about all that. Smash the like button, man. I know there's some people that came over from my channel, some people that came over from NAF. Smash the likes, people.
Come on, man. You know what I want. But yeah, that Jordz said, make sure, that's very important. Forget the content. Make sure you're summoned to Jordz. That's very good. Do-Rag Diaries in the title. And as all my guests, I think Jimmy asked for a link. He'll join later on. Jordz is going to leave about half an hour or so. All the guests' channels in the description below, as you guys already know, because they get the subs from me sometimes. So in the description below, you'll see Jordz' thing there. Pause. They follow him up and sub. But one thing me and Jordz can't agree on, let's get straight into it. Jordz, tell me why you get Kudus over me, bro. Tell me. Why would Spurs put their hat in the ring knowing Chelsea's around? Have you not learned already how this works?
Yeah. We've seen.
Why is Kudus going to choose you over us? That's what I want to know. Let's get into it.
We've seen in the past. Yeah, Chelsea have won the transfer battles. Yeah. You know, because that's the only type of war that they actually like to show up in. But look, you've done your thing in the past. But right now, this year, this season, you're not that Chelsea that brings players in just because you're Chelsea. Now you actually have to have a good project to present that player. You've got to offer them good wages. You've got to actually get the player the way other clubs get players. No back behind the scene. No Roman deals behind the doors to give his agent a little extra couple million and all these. None of that. So with this Kudus one, I'm looking at it and I'm like, logically, you guys just signed 2 wingers. Literally just signed 2 wingers this week. Joao Pedro, Bino Gittins. Away from that, you've also got another 5 wingers on your books that are first teamers in Madueke, potentially Palmer. You've got Neto, you've got Esteval, and there's a name that I'm forgetting. Sancho, right? No, not Sancho. Nkunku. But you've got another 5 wingers. Let's say 4. Let's just say 4. Forget Nkunku, yeah. You got another 4 wingers on that right-hand side. I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, is he going to want to join a club that's already signed 2 wingers, but also showing ambition to potentially go get another attacking player? It looks like there's just too much players in the one position that he plays, or 2 positions, which is left wing or right wing. So logically, it tells me that Chelsea don't even have enough squad space to choose him and for him to go there. He's going to look at it and be like, okay, I'm going to be one of a few options at Chelsea, or I can go to Spurs and be the main option. And yeah, as a fan, it's probably better to be a club that has few options in those positions. It is. As a club, you want to have multiple options. But at the same time, if all the options are at the similar levels, that's where there's a problem. Chelsea don't have a standout option on those wings right now. Kudus comes to
so many debates we have on this. Firstly, the question I have for you is, let's talk on Spurs first. What formation do you think we'll play next season? Do you know?
4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 under Frank.
So where does Kulu play in that system if Kudus was to join? That's the first question.
So the thing is, Kulu is actually, he had a mad injury at the end of Leah. I don't know if you know, he had like a knee surgery, MCL, something like that. He picked up a really strong injury. So he's probably not going to be available up until November, late October, November of this season. So I don't even see Kulu being integrated into the team up until back end of this year. So whoever we do sign starts ahead of him automatically, whether that's on the right-hand side or central.
Okay, let's not do semantics. When he's back,
that's not semantics though. No, because I agree. The thing is, I'm a massive fan of Kulu, but
it's
at
not
the same
question,
time,
by the way, it's a genuine question. When he
no,
comes back,
it's a genuine question. In fact. But at the same time, Kulu's not a player right now because he's had loads of different managers. Under Frank might not use him the same way that he was used under Ange with him playing in the number 10. He might prefer him out on the right-hand side. And if he plays him on the right-hand side, I'll have it right. Kudus is better off the right-hand side than Kulu. So Kulu will get dropped. Like, that's the problem is we need to see what... Obviously, we don't really know what Frank is going to set up, how he prefers to use certain players in his system. But at the same time, it's been very clear. Tottenham are signing a player that plays either right wing or left wing, and they are going to be first teamers.
Yeah, because you're linked with Eze, you're linked with Kudus. Obviously, Eze is a left in cam. Kudus more cam and right, you would say.
And then we've got Semenyo as well, who's been linked, who's played
Semenyo,
left,
who's
right.
a left winger. Yeah. So basically, you're going for a forward who could... No, I wouldn't call them... Is Eze versatile?
Yeah, he's versatile because he could play in a few positions, but definitely mainly in the middle. I do get what you mean.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The reason why I asked that is because although we've got loads of competition, we know how good we are at sales. So I wouldn't be surprised if Noni was to leave, for example, and Kudus is his replacement. And now you'd have to rely on an Esteval. Because even you would say, if Esteval was to join, right, we'd have to rely on him. If Kudus is there now, he can start. Or Neto can start there. So it's not as much. If we were to get the sales out of the way, I agree, sales have to happen, fairs. But it's not as big or as busy as it looks. So for me, when you're using that argument, yes, it's competition in terms of similar level of players. But I'd rather play in that environment than an environment where I know I'm going to start and I don't really know where the team's going to... You know where Chelsea's going. Like, you know what we expect to see next season. Whether we like it or not, the expectation, you would tell me, and I would tell you, is a challenge for the Premier League. Yeah. Kudus knows that.
With the money that you've spent too. Facts.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the player's perspective. They won't look at, the balance sheet, 1 billion. They'll look at, where's the team at? Who am I playing with? Who the people's them are? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, in that regard, I can't see... The only way you get him over us is if we can't sell Noni. Is that fair to say? Like,
because the thing is, Kudus is leaving within the next 2 weeks. I see this still being done within the next 2 weeks, whether it's Chelsea, whether it's Tottenham. He wants to leave West Ham, and he brought in new agents to help him maneuver that deal.
Jordz, for PSR. Earlier.
That's the thing. And you guys, I don't see Madueke or some of your sales coming up until late on in the window. I think a lot of your sales are going to come as second or third options for most teams because Madueke is not a number 1 option for no one. Let's have it right. But he will be a number 2 or number 3 option for a lot of teams because he's a good dribbler. He's a good touchline winger, but just not good at the final third. So I think I'm looking at a lot of these sales that you guys need to do. And I'm thinking that's going to happen later on in the window. So you'll probably sign Bino, Gittins and Pedro to secure you for now. And then once you sell a few more players, you'll buy some more in. But as we've seen in previous windows, you guys sign a few, then focus on sales, sign a few, and then focus on sales. I think whilst you're focusing on sales...
That's fair, but like it depends, Jordz. I agree with that, but it depends how much of a market opportunity we see Kudus as. Because what price do you think Kudus will go for? Let's go on that topic.
I did just see a report. I see just a report saying there's a sense that £60 million could be enough to get the deal done for.
Guess what I was about to say, Jordz. I was just about to say 60 M's would be fair. Yeah. If Alanga is getting rejected for 45, deep it. If Joao's going for 55. If you got man like Mbeumo going for 65, he's probably in the middle of that, isn't it? Like
in the middle,
proven, but he's not like Mbeumo proven getting 20.
And he had a bad season, so like we saw after that good season, his release clause 85 mil. That's what they wanted. They would have held. West Ham would have got that money for him after his first year. After this year, they've had to drop that down and realize, 60 to 65 we'll probably get with some add-ons. That will be in and around the price range, and I'll be happy to pay that for Kudus. I'll put that out there. I think he's worth the money. I think when you look at what he brings to either of our sides, it's a maverick that doesn't need other people to create. He creates goals, shots, assists. He does it all by himself. So when I'm looking at it, I'm like, Kudus is the type of player that improves both of our teams.
100%. And look, very clear, Matt Law he's a top joiner for Spurs and Chelsea. And he's basically, there's 85 million league scores that runs for the first 10 days of July, obviously July the 11th or 10th, we're going to call it. But the thing is, no one's paying 85 million up front. So you look to negotiate that. And apparently, like Jordz is saying, he's a primary target for you lot. That doesn't really mean much because Arsenal's primary target is Rodrigo. Doesn't mean you're going to get him in it. Like, everyone has their primary targets. But like we're saying, people, as much as I want to troll Jordz, it's not inconceivable they're getting done. Especially, I said this even earlier. I want him, and Jordz would agree. If we were to get him, our attack would be stacked, right? Arguably, will that lead us in the table? That's a different debate. But I agree with you, bro. We have to get rid of Noni first, in my opinion. I don't think we'll get him, knowing we need to sell Sterling, Noni, and all these attackers. So maybe you do have an advantage in that regard. But I'm telling you right now, anyhow, we see an opportunity to buy him, regardless of Noni staying or not. I just can't see him.
But aren't you concerned as a Chelsea fan? Because look, I know individually you can look at all these signings and say it's good business. But let's just take off the individual signing point of things. Let's look at this from a fan's perspective, but also a business perspective. Potentially, you're looking at, if you did sign Kudus, £170 million spent on 3 wingers. And I don't know about you, but none of these wingers scream 20 goals a season. None of them even scream 15 goals in a season. In the Premier League, I'm talking. So aren't you concerned that we haven't signed a player at the required level to help us compete for the title like your goal is?
I'm sure Jimmy's going to have a response soon. He'll jump on soon. But there's 2 folds to that point, George. The only thing I would say on your point, in isolation, your point makes sense. But then you add the context. The context is how many left wingers or wingers there are in the world which come into the team and are guaranteed needle movers. Then the next question would be, do I think if you added Joao Pedro, Gittins and Delap to last season's Chelsea, do we fight for the league a bit more? Yes. So although in isolation, in an ideal world, your point is correct. If I added Joao, if I tell you right now, we added that run, we had like 1 win in 6, or whatever it was. That's the reason why we fell off, right? Before that, we were second. Going to be first. If I told you right now in February or January, we added Joao Pedro, Gittins to replace Sancho as the winger, and Delap up front when Jackson was out injured. Do we beat Fulham or get a result against Brighton? Probably. Do we get a better result?
No, but now you're looking at it the wrong way, though, because now you're doing the thing that the fans do every year.
It's the same team.
If we played the same teams we did last year with these new signings, we win them. Yeah, that sounds nice, but also Liverpool didn't have Wirtz last year. These players didn't have these players last year, so they improved so significantly that when you say this title race that you would close the gap on, the gap would be so much more different this season, because the other teams in Man City and Liverpool haven't just improved, they've significantly improved, bro. They've gone levels and levels upwards.
So we're assuming everyone's in a vacuum. They're going to improve. Guaranteed.
No, I'm not saying Chelsea and the other teams haven't improved, but I'm just saying that because they've significantly improved so much, I feel like they're going to be a lot more ahead of the likes.
That's my point. I could argue we've improved so much with the profiles. Now, I don't rate Gittins as Rodrigo level, by the way, but his profile, if I had a player who's good at 1v1, that's what he's good at, right? It's 1v1, his dribbling, his take-ons, he's elite at that. Finishing, no, fairs. Assists, he's decent at. If I added that instead of Sancho or George, do I get a better output on the left? Most likely. If I added Joao Pedro, who can take over creativity other than Palmer, who's been relied upon the whole season, and when he's in bad form, you can't even drop him, do I improve? Definitely. And you've seen Joao Pedro against all our teams in Big 6 games.
I like Joao Pedro. The thing is, I'm actually a big fan.
These guys are needle movers in terms of like, you're bringing in this Neymar type regen and this guy. But what they are is the players that we need for our team. So you might not view them as Rodrigo or Gyökeres level, but I will tell you, as a fact, if Gittins was here and the lap was here from February into April, Chelsea probably is still in the title race until then. Look at our last few games, Jordz. We won like 7 out of 9, 8 out of 9. Up until January, we were like first and second in the league.
The title race stuff sounds nice.
We didn't compete was because of what, 6 games? It's a fact.
Bro, but the title race stuff sounds nice. We all know that the problems why you guys fell off wasn't because this player didn't perform, this player didn't perform. It was because Maresca started to do too much. And some of the tactics that you were doing, some of the player choices, some of the substitutions were just not at the required level. So you guys were falling off, and then you was a bit in that like in-between space. But again, like, I think you guys improve with these signings because I've actually Bino Gittins and Joao Pedro, 2 players Tottenham looked at, and I've done videos on them. Like Bino Gittins, really good dribbler. Over the next couple of years, if he can improve his quality in the final third, can become a really, really good player. I think he's got all the tools to be. And to be fair, I think he's probably an improvement on Sancho in that sense. So of having a direct winger on that left-hand side. Again, Joao Pedro replaces Nkunku for me, and he's a much better player than Nkunku will be. So when you have a player coming off the bench, or you have a player to play off the left, but can also deputize in the middle, I'm looking at the signings and I'm like, good individual business, because the players aren't bad. But it's becoming like a bit of a spicy Brighton type of thing where you're signing players at a certain level that you feel like you might be able to sell on in a couple of years if they don't work out, rather than getting players that you know can add to you right now and give you the quality required to challenge not at just the Premier League level, but potentially the Champions League level.
This is the thing, though.
Wait, I'm just going back to a point you did say. You did say the left wingers in world football, there's not many. You're right about that. I'm not looking around world football and saying, for one, availability, there's not many good available wingers on the left wing. But 2, left wingers entirely, there's probably about 5 top wingers in world football on the left-hand side. Away from that, none of them are at that required level. Now, me knowing Chelsea as a club, the Chelsea I grew up on, instead of signing 2 good players, you put that money together to sign an excellent player and test the resolve of a bigger club or other one of these teams that have one of these top wingers. Now, earlier I said Rodrigo. I saw someone say it in the chat, Rodrigo, Jordz is going to say this again. Rodrigo was just an example. That was just because Arsenal want him. He's potentially available. But any left winger, whether it's you go to a big club, you say, look, we've got £100 million for you. I want this player. You would actually see a lot of clubs be willing to sell that man. So I'm just looking and I'm like, maybe Chelsea could have done better. But ultimately, the deals are good individually. They're good business.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think that, again, a lot of what you're saying is very idealistic. So it's like Chelsea in the past worked on ideals. They were very unique because what Chelsea did in the past was they will. Yeah, it's calm, Jimmy. I got you. You're joining soon. In the past, Chelsea will go out there and spend big money on these big name signings, but Chelsea looking for sustained success. And the reason why we're not going to break our model is because it's working, Jordz. So you might not like how it's working in the years, and I might not like the fact that it might take another year or so. But guess what? The same criticisms that you're telling me, I was told last year wouldn't get me top 4 on the trophy. Top 4 on the trophy, which is not even a big deal. People critiquing me going, Ches, why? Even, people saying to me, you might even said this, Ches, why are you backing it? You ain't finishing top 4. What? With Palmer and Jackson. That's not enough. We managed to win a trophy and get top 4 and compete for the league for half the season. Now, that doesn't mean this year is guaranteed to jump to win the league. But now I can't now criticize the same people, right? That everyone was looking at going, what are they doing signing so-and-so, signing Tosin on a free? What is that? You need more experience in terms of quality. And it still worked out to get our objective. So I'm going to keep the same energy and say, you know what? If you want Gittins to play and you think Joao Pedro is that guy, then they will definitely help us. And when I use logic, I'm thinking, I also told you before, and you couldn't even disagree with it. If you add Joao Pedro and these guys to our team, I don't see why we don't dramatically improve with a lot more depth and a lot more quality in areas we missed it last season. The reason why we fell off wasn't because of what you said. It wasn't just because of the manager. It's because we lost for Lavia. We lost for Fana. No replacements.
Who's
replacing Lavia in our team?
Have you replaced them yet? In the window?
Santos.
But don't do we replace him in the window? Santos was signed 2 years ago.
No, but that's my point.
And he's coming back.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Like before, these players who could have come in to replace him weren't available and they weren't here. We didn't buy any, which is an issue in January. But the reason why they didn't is because they knew Santos was coming. For example, now, if Fofana was to get injured, we're going to buy a right centre-back to cover him. If not, Tosin is there, who's been a teasing now for a year in terms of this team. If Jackson's injured, you got Delap. If Joao Pedro is out there to go into striker, Palmer's having an off game, Joao Pedro goes there. Left wing, Neto's having a bad game, Gittins can go there.
But how many standout players? When you look at that attack, what player do you look at apart from Palmer?
When you got
apart from Palmer, because like you said,
what I'm trying to tell you is when you've got players who can contribute each. Let's just say Pedro Neto is improving. You've seen him improving the last few months. Let's say he gets 10 Premier League goals. Palmer gets his normal 15 to 20. Delap gets 15. Gittins gets 8. Joao Pedro gets 8. Bro, you totaled them all up, and Enzo gets 8.
I'm not saying it's not
you don't
possible.
need a
Tottenham done this last year.
Yeah.
Tottenham done this exact same thing last year. You'll see all the players we had scoring goals. No one scored mad numbers. Brennan Johnson's our top goal scorer. Like, scored 16 goals in all comps. Everyone had around 10 to 15 goals. It works. I get that. But when you're challenging for a title, it doesn't. So that's where I'm looking at. I'm saying if your expectation is top 4 and to do what you done last year, then you're fine with what you're saying.
Oh, so you're saying what?
So I'm saying compared to the expectation of trying to challenge for the league, I think you're way off.
Just make it clear here, yeah. In your opinion, our attack isn't enough
to challenge for the league. No.
So what kind of players? Like, give me a player.
I think your attack is good enough to secure yourself again, strong depth, so you can go for another top 4 battle. And probably you're at the moment you're ahead of the rest of the top 4 people. You know what I mean? Like
George, you know
there's Chelsea, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man City. Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal are ahead of everyone. And then I'd say you and Newcastle are there, maybe a step ahead of Newcastle. You guys might be, but you guys shouldn't be in that bracket. You're supposed to be in the bracket with Liverpool, City, and Arsenal. You've spent like Liverpool and City have probably more money. Sorry, you spent a goddamn a lot of money. So there needs to be a return on investment on that. And also, you guys haven't challenged for. You tell me, Ches, when was the last time you guys challenged for a league? Like, no, I would go back to concept.
Literally since you won it, bro.
That's what I was gonna say. So when I'm looking, I'm like, this is 7 years, 8 years without a proper challenge. You should be pushing now.
That's proving why the club's doing what they're doing.
Why you need to do the rebuild. And I got the last couple of years, but now I'm at the point now of when we're at that Arsenal point. You know, when you're like, you're not knowing that, because Arsenal had 3 years of challenging. By that year when it's like
you're saying we now expect you to challenge. George,
yes,
that point we agree on though. But what we disagree on is you don't think the players you bought are good enough to win the league. But it's a simple question I'm going to ask you before I bring Jimmy in. By the way, people, if you think Jimmy's joining with 50 likes or over 200 people in here, I must be an idiot, boy, because that's no way it's going to happen. I want to see these likes go up by mods. Let's push this. I want to see us get 100 likes because Jimmy's ready to crash it on Jordz pause before he leaves. So let's get to 100 likes. Let's get to 100 likes. I want to see his like button moving up massively. But Jordz, while everyone's doing that, let me tell you this. You disagree is enough to win the league, right? Or compete for the league, but we've created the second most chances and big chances in the Premier League. So the attack can create. It's about the finishing. Now, if you're telling me with more attackers, we're going to get worse at finishing, again,
it will happen though, because you haven't signed. You've not signed any players that are for a goal.
What you're saying is very black and white. It's like, oh, well, you didn't sign this guy, so therefore it's not going to be as good as I think. But then I tell you, we've created the second most chances in the league. You're like, yeah. I tell you, we've missed, I think, the third most big chances in the league as well, ironically. So we create the most, but we scored the least out of them. We then bring in attackers, and then you go, but it's still not enough. So who is enough then?
No, so that's what I'm saying.
Give me two names will be enough, in your opinion.
It could have been Gyökeres. You're seeing Gyökeres. Arsenal are literally in talks for Gyökeres, but haven't made it clear whether whether they're going to make it
guaranteed to come into the league and bang off.
Yes. Bro, don't tell me Gyökeres isn't. Like, that's one player. I'm saying Gyökeres is guaranteed a 15 goals minimum, by at least 20 goals in the Premier League. I reckon he's guaranteed.
Jimmy,
and you also said, Ches, you created so many so-and-so chances. Gyökeres comes into a team that creates chances and scores those goals. He doesn't miss a lot of big chances like that, though he's a good finisher. Away from that, again, there's plenty of other players. I would have said that where you guys aren't showing your ambition is not just in the front line, though. At the back. You guys had the opportunity to go get Double M, Magic Mike for 20 million euros, but you wanted to haggle and be like, nah, I've got 15 for you. But then you want to go and overpay for all these other players like Bino Gittins, who's worth 40, paid 55. And
we paid 42.
Yeah, it's actually the deal going up to 55. So,
yeah, add-ons. We ain't doing
Jimmy,
add-ons.
We're talking about add-ons. That's what we do.
Okay, so Mudryk was $100 million then?
I don't know what dollars is. Pounds or euros? I don't know.
Okay, so we want to play stupid. So Mudryk was
100. No, how much is 100 million?
Sterling?
I don't know.
No, bro, he wasn't. He was 62. He was 62.
Oh, and guess what? You still got ripped off. So you still overpaid.
Either way, it's not 100 million. So it's a difference. So to add on those add-ons is it's not really reality.
But with Bino Gittins, I'm going by the feed that has been out there. And I'm saying with Pedro, we're saying 55, we're saying 55. That's just what's been out there. Yeah, you guys can pay upwards of that. So when I'm looking at these deals, and again, I'm looking at the Magic Knight deal, it's like, why could you guys not allocate an extra 6 million to sign a goalkeeper that is, again, bona fide experience?
Because we can get him for free.
When you're going to get him for free? When?
We can get him for free. His contract is up.
In January, bro.
Right? In January, his contract.
Yeah, in January. Yeah, we could get him for free.
So in January, you got to wait. That's
why we're not trying to bend
when Robert Sanchez might lose you 2 or 3 games before then.
He might. He just might.
And how probable is that, Jimmy? How you told me?
Very
well,
trash. Trash. But guess what? But you know what else I know? With the same Robert Sanchez, if we had a real fucking striker this year, we would have been. You could down.
Hold on, wait.
Hold on.
No, do you know what? I'm only. Don has told me this shit for about a year, so that's why
it's the reality.
It goes through my head every time I hear missed chances, because Don says this shit to me every week. Oh, we missed chances.
How do you win goals?
How do you win games?
How do you win games?
Jimmy, everyone misses chances.
I understand that, but if you miss chances and then you don't win the game, then that's a direct reason why you didn't win the game.
But
right?
if you sign players that aren't gifted at clinical
that's what we did this year. We signed the striker that's way better than the one we just had.
Who?
Way better.
Liam Delap's not way better.
I'm saying it with chest. Liam Delap is way better than fucking Nico Jackson. He's a way better finisher. And that's what we need. I don't care about, he can spin and roll a player. Oh, look at his off the ball movement. Fuck all of that. He can put the ball in the back of the net. And that's what we need. Jackson cannot put the ball in the back of the net. He had 10 goals with 19 fucking misses. There's nothing wrong with having 19 misses, but you got to have about 19 goals. That's the balance. All those guys you see with big misses, because they all have a lot of misses. Your Hollands, all those guys, all of them, a lot of misses. But the difference is they have a lot of makes. Our difference is, out of all those misses with Jackson, he doesn't balance it with makes. So, yeah, if Delap have 19 big chances missed this year, I guarantee you he has at least 16, 17 goals. I promise you.
I get what you're saying, but again, like with this Delap, I think Delap's good. But we need to see him be in front of goal in a team that's going to be creating this many chances to see how he's going to do. Because let's have it right. He played for Ipswich, a team that would have been playing.
I don't mind that. But then you can't give me Bucharest, bro. You can't give me Bucharest. Y'all can't tell me Bucharest play in a shit league. Bucharest league is a half a click better than the championship.
You're right, Jimmy. But did he or did he not do what you're supposed to do when you play in a shit league? You're supposed to score more goals than games you played. And guess what? He done that. He scored more goals than games he played in. He averaged more than 1 goal a game. And
so
guess what? You would say, wait, Jimmy, is that not what a guy should do in a shit league?
Yeah, but my point being, if I take Bucharest, the same Bucharest that you hyping up, and I put him in Ipswich, what we talking about?
But I think looking at it like that would be just wrong, because I'm evaluating what we see in front of us. I'm not saying Delap for Ipswich or for Chelsea doesn't score more goals than he did for Ipswich. But I'm saying the way that Ipswich played would have also allowed him to score more goals, because a lot of his goals, I don't know if you saw the type of striker Delap is. Proper Englishman, get up, elbow in the neck.
No, bad description. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
It's a lie when you don't let me finish. It's a lie until I finish. How about
it's a lie?
No.
Let's not do this. Let's not do this. 1 at a time.
He's a rough and tough striker. He will get in behind, play the ball over the last defender. He's fast. Gonna get in behind and make use of that space.
That's cheeky, though.
That's what he done. That's what he done for a lot of goals for Ipswich. I'm not saying it's wrong or it's bad.
But you're not describing him as a player. What you're describing is not a true description of what Delap is. Delap can dribble. He can dribble. Delap used to play as a right winger at Hull. So don't tell me. Delap he played for Man City. No, you play for Man City, you have to have some tech unless you signed from somewhere else. He was in their academy. Delap used to play right wing for Hull. A winger. Not like
I get your point. I'm not. Wait. Again, you didn't say what I said wrong. You just said that he can dribble.
No,
yes,
you said he's no. You tried to describe him as a Brexit footballer, like a Chris Wood.
No, I didn't. You didn't listen.
That's what you said,
you
bro.
To listen. I said he is a very English striker because if you watch him, do you know?
But he's not. He has
who Craig Bellamy is. You know who Craig Bellamy is.
He does 1-2s. He dribbles past players.
Do you know who Craig Bellamy is?
Yo, you are giving a wrong description of the last game, bro.
Answer my question. Do you know who Craig Bellamy is?
Yeah, I know who Craig Bellamy is.
Okay, so Craig Bellamy was a very English footballer, but very similar to Delap. Is in a lot. He can take the ball out and wide and dribble. He's rough and tough. He's got that, that tenacity about him, that he's tenacious. He's small. He likes to get in battles. But that's the English part about him. He's still a good finisher. He's still good in front of goal.
But
I question whether Delap can be a 25 goal a season striker.
But we don't need him to score 25 goals. This idea that your striker has to score 25 goals in the Prem is bullshit.
A team that's bullshit. The league, I'm not being funny. It's proven that a team that wins the league needs a 25 goal a season player. Whether that's a striker
I don't think we could win the league, but I think we could be there.
The last couple years, and the reason I'm saying this, Jimmy, is because when I talk about Chelsea this season, as I said to Ches, my expectation is you compete for the league. So when I'm saying about 25 goal a season strikers, because my expectation is you go out there and compete with Liverpool. Liverpool only won the league because Salah bagged so many goals. When Man City won the league, it's because they signed Haaland who bagged so many. You guys don't have someone that bags loads of goals, so I don't think you can compete for the league.
I'm gonna kill this. I'm gonna kill this whole. That what you just said is crap. Arsenal lost the league by 1 point. They had no fucking bagsman, bro. What are we talking about? They had no bagsman.
But they never won it. We're talking about winning it. Talk about
they had no bagsman.
Don't tell me who come close. Don't tell me who come close.
You just said to win the league, you gotta have a 20 plus blah blah blah. If Son scores that goal against City, Arsenal wins the league with no fucking bagsman. What are we talking about, George?
All right, so what we're talking about is I just said, like you said, Jimmy, to win the league. Arsenal didn't win the league.
We're not expecting to win the league this year. Yes, you said challenge.
You've spent 550 million.
Yo, we're not doing that. I don't care about how much money.
You've spent 550 million.
I don't care. That's what
you compete.
I don't care. No, that's what you say. That's your bullshit. That's your bullshit. I don't give a fuck.
If you don't.
Listen, that ain't how I judge my team about how much money you spend. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. The team that spends the most money does not win the league. So stop trying to fucking correlate it. It doesn't go that way.
How many times do people get onto Pep Guardiola? Oh, he's had so much money.
I don't care about what other people do. I don't do that. I don't care. I don't do that. I don't do that. Talk about what I do. Because I don't never talk about how much money spend. You know why? Every fucking team spend money. There's no team that's broke. Everybody's team, it's valuable. It's valued pretty much the fucking same. If you look at United, if you look at Liverpool, if you look at Chelsea, if you look at Arsenal, and you look at the value of the players, they're all the fucking same. Now, how much you paid for them, but what the value of the players are. And just look, they got charts that show you they're pretty much all the fucking same. So don't tell me it's how much we spend. Everybody spend. Everybody spend. So if you spend more than me, that don't mean I should win. Leicester City won the league. They ain't spend shit. So there's many ways to skin a cat. Don't tell me that because Chelsea spent money.
Oh,
We gotta win the league.
Tell me
That's
that because
bullshit.
Leicester won the league 1 year where it's an anomaly that now Leicester are an example of what you should copy. No, it's an anomaly for a reason.
You know why it wasn't an anomaly? Let me show you why.
When a scientist does research, they don't use the one-off option as an example. They use the years of 20 years of research they've done as an example.
This is sports. Right. You know the beauty of sports?
20 years, you need a 20-goal a season striker to win the league.
You know the beauty of sports? It's not fucking science. Sports is not science.
Jordz hasn't got long, so he's asking some questions. But Jordz, I think the point Jimmy's trying to make, to add a bit of tempo to this chat, someone's reminding me, is that just because we spent 2 billion, in theory, that means we should win the league and Champions League every year. But in reality, the team isn't there. I said 12 months.
Yeah,
you get my point. You get my point.
That's bullshit, man. You get the point. It ain't money. If you ain't got the proper coach, proper chemistry, none of that matter. None of that matter. Don't miss me with that money shit.
In one breath, people will say your team isn't good enough, but then they'll say, "But you spend 1.9 billion is a mess." So we need to have a clear point of view where we're going with this. Do you believe? I know you said it already, but Jimmy's here now to respond. Chelsea signed the Lap, Joao, and Kudus would not be enough to challenge for the Premier League. Yes or no?
No. It's 100% not good enough to sign.
And by the way, for the record, what do you count as challenging for the Premier League? So we can use some tangible.
What I will say is, last season you was not in a title race. For those who Newsflash, and Jimmy, you agree because I've seen you say it plenty of times on show, but you know Don and Ches didn't. They still to this day think they challenged for the title last year.
No,
they was in a title race.
So I said that when we was close. I told people
I know you said that, Jimmy, but many people didn't. So I'm just putting out there, title race is when you're in March and April. And
yes, I was about to say that's the title race.
That's the title race. Everything before then, no one cares. Nobody cares.
That's not a title race. The title race is when you down in March and you within 6 to 7 points. That's a title race.
When did I say Chelsea and title? I said we were in it or not.
Like, no, you said earlier that Chelsea was in the title. When we was in the title
halfway
race
through the season, though, yeah.
There's no title race halfway through the season. That's the point. It's not a race.
There's no such thing as the title race. Yeah.
Hey, listen. For me, I get what you man are saying in terms of like to the book. You're not in the title race until like May, March. I get it. But I'm saying if I'm first in the league in December, I'd expect my team to be at least top 3 by flipping March. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
So technically, if I'm top 3, if we're talking 20 points difference, obviously not, but we're talking within 10 points, we're taking him in the title race, no? That's what I'm saying. That's it. Logic, not feelings. Just how it looks.
I say anything within 6, 7 points.
There we go. So if Chelsea
in March and April, we're talking about.
Yeah, March and
April. I know that. But George, if we beat Everton, we'd be top of the league in January. Facts. So then if we're in March and we're second, third, people will still be saying, even though we dropped off, we're still in the title race. We just dropped off.
So next season, let me just clarify. I am wrong if we're in March and April and you guys are 4, 5, 6 points off the top, then I'm wrong. But if we're in those months,
you would agree
and
with
you're 10 points off, then I'm right.
No, you would agree with.
I don't expect Chelsea to be in no title fight. I expect us to be near and about scrapping. My main thing is, I think we can go. I give us a better chance of winning Champions League than winning the title. Personally. Give us a better chance to win the Champions League than winning.
Either one's good.
Wait, I just need to. This is where. All right, so this is what I need to understand before I do head out. Is obviously every year you want improvement, right? Every year you want to improve when you have a manager and you make all these signings. So, what is is 4th unacceptable this season because you finished 4th last year, and is that because you haven't improved?
If we win a major, no.
But if you don't win a major and you just finish 4th.
If we win a major, finish 4th, we stagnated, which isn't good. I agree.
So you have to finish 3rd next year.
You've regressed because that means we wouldn't have won a trophy.
That's my point. So what's your expectation this season then? That's what I would want to know. That's my point.
No Chelsea fan would disagree with that though. You're saying
no, but I need to know the expectation so I can understand.
I've said for me, title race and a trophy. We keep winning. The reason why we laugh at Arsenal is because they don't win. If Arsenal were winning FA Cups and title challenging and losing, I wouldn't be laughing at them because at least you're winning something. But the issue is when you keep challenging, you don't win nothing, and then you're going to me, but we're second. Who cares? Like, go win something. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, as a Chelsea fan, If Chelsea charge for the title and win a trophy, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Champions League, dare I say it, if we win that, then we're clear. But everything else, cool. You progressed in the league and you've won a trophy still. It's not hard.
All right, and then Jimmy.
Yeah, that's it. What's a major?
You said you don't expect
a major is a Prem, Champs, and arguably FA Cup. What do you two think about FA Cup being a major? Quickly.
Yeah, FA Cup's a major.
Yeah, FA Cup.
What are you, Jimmy? Cool. So 3 of them you can win. Cool. Go, Jimmy.
All right, so then Jimmy, you obviously said you don't expect a title race. So if you don't expect a title race, but also 4th is, let's have it right.
I expect to stay in top 4, and I expect, I'm looking to win a domestic trophy of some sort.
Calm.
Yeah.
And so if you just stay in the top 4, let's say you finish 4th, no trophy, and it's unacceptable for a season.
I don't know about, and I don't. Everything is. I need the context of it, like how the season, like what it look like, how
many injuries did we get? Lavia wasn't available for 9 months.
I don't care about that. I'm not talking about injuries. I'm talking about what's the gap? What's the gap within the top 4? The top 4 compared to everybody else. What's the gap? What's the gap between 4 and 3 and 2?
That's a good point.
All those things matter to me.
Like
just to say top 4.
That's a good point.
It's too vague to just say.
But that's my point, though. Is I think.
I expect to be in Champions League next year, without a doubt. I expect to go deep in Champions League this year.
Same. Yeah.
I expect to go deep in Champions League. I'm talking about quarters, semis, that type of shit.
George, think about this. I keep telling people this. Jimmy was here the other day. I said it. Chelsea made the quarterfinals. We finished 12th under Potter, bro. We lost to Real Madrid 3-1. We didn't even get popped. And that team was dismantled.
Whoa. We kind of got fucked over. We could have won that. We could have won.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to tell Jordz.
Yeah.
You probably remember the games.
Fuck.
Chelsea fans always have an excuse in it. That's
not an excuse. I'm just saying the handball from
Jimmy.
Hold on. When I said we got fucked, I'm not talking about by a bad call. I didn't say we got cheated. I said we got fucked. We had a goal that we could have if Marcus Alonso just knocked the ball in with his body instead of the ball hitting his hand. We beat Real Madrid. We would have eliminated them. You just don't remember what happened. I don't expect you to because you're not a Chelsea fan.
It's just sounding. It's just sounding like every time.
They ain't making no excuse for nothing. We lost.
Saying,
I didn't drop an excuse. I said we got fucked because we had a goal go in that would have gave us the game, and the goal didn't count.
Playing for Jordz if he leaves. I've got to shout out Jordz channel on that. Be out Jordz. Descriptions there and below as well, and in the title. But the thing is, Jordz, we were crap. 12th in the league. Arsenal packed us in. We still got quarterfinal. Real Madrid respectable. Like deep it. So this season with my team, Enzo, Palmer, potentially Kudus, Joao, Delap, Pedro Neto, like we're talking one of the best teams in the Champions League. We'll go in the Champions League next year. People predict us to be at least 5th, 6th runners up, 100%. You might laugh at that and go, "What?"
I'm not laughing. It could be in it.
Guess what, George? I'm in the quarterfinal. How about that? I'm in the quarters.
Let's see if you win it.
I might even be in semis next week.
Make it to the final and win the trophy. People only care about who wins, not come second or first. So that's why I don't want to hear about Arsenal.
We were talking.
I know your point. I'm just letting it be known. That's what I'm saying. Nobody cares about second or third.
I want to challenging. Your question wasn't about winning because you deflected a little bit, George. At first, it was Ches, you're going to title challenge. Then you went, it's about winning. So if we're talking title challenge, then we could definitely do that.
Of course, if you guys have a title race next year, I think it's a good season for you guys. But I was just saying the signings for me don't allude to that being the goal for the club. And that's where the confusion for me has been, innit? But look, it remains to be seen. Big up to everyone. Big up to you guys. Big up to people in the chat. Make sure you smash the likes. I'm going to head out now. But big up to Jimmy. Big up to Ches. Show love to everyone's channels. We'll definitely do this again because I've got plenty to say.
We'll go on Jord's channel and Jimmy's channel. We'll all do content.
Yeah, we're going to run this up. I see the people want to see the Jimmy and Jord's back to. We're going to do something soon. We'll do something
especially when the season starts and y'all playing like shit. We definitely need to get together.
Hey, Jord's, if we beat you again at your stadium, we'll be there. Do you know what I'm saying? For like the 10th time in a row. But everyone, Jord's channel's there. No excuses. If everyone sub now, he hit 2.8. Do you know what I'm saying? So get Jordz to that Rackers, man. Get him there. You guys show love to me all the time. Show love to Jordz and Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? Love Jordz for joining. We'll speak soon, man. Big up again.
Big up to the chat. Love you.
Jimmy, I'm so happy we crashed it with Jordz. We were talking too much, man. You were
I
talking
don't like
too
when people
much.
try to say the lap is not gonna do this, this, and that, and then they hype up fucking Bucharest. Like, I don't give a how many goals he
No,
scored.
but
He scored
you know
that
what the
shit
problem
against.
is? It's when they go like, "Oh, you should have signed him." I'm like, "Why?" Oh, because he would score. Is he gonna score 30 Premier League goals? Is this the
No.
Portuguese league?
Fuck no. He'll come in and score 15.
He's gonna come in and he's gonna bulldoze everyone, score 30 GA. Oh, we should have. If he does it,
He ain't gonna do it for us.
He's not doing it. He's not doing that.
We don't have around us where he needs to score as many goals as the people think he could score. Is a bunch of goal threats around him where you can't just focus on him.
Mm-hmm.
With us, he would be focused on, and I don't see him eating like that. I don't. And
That's
all
the
these
thing,
Spurs fans hyped over thinking y'all getting Kudus, calm down. I don't think it's happening.
And here's the thing: it's like you're telling me, Jimmy. Ask a question to Jordz. You can answer it. Are you really telling me if we had Delap and Joao Pedro as depth last season, from February or January until March, we don't win more games? Is that what you're telling me,
bro?
Like, come on. Like, people are like, they act like Chelsea's gonna get worse and everyone else is gonna get better. That's the problem. Chelsea's gonna get worse and everyone else is gonna get better. That's how it sounds like to me. Do you know what I mean? The Lapis Holland with British passport. Oli, if you had him, maybe you'd actually win something. How about that? If you had him, maybe you'd win something, but you don't. So we have to see. It's not a derby. We don't care about Chelsea. What? Are you a Tottenham fan? You care about Chelsea because we always beat you in your stadium, car. What do you mean?
Don't care about y'all. Fuck you talking
We
about?
care about you. You're just pointless. Spurs always have 3-6 points. 100%, man. 100%. But yeah, maybe I'll ask Jimmy some questions on Chelsea. Jimmy, what do you think about Joao Pedro? We've spoken since 3 days ago. How do you feel about Joao Pedro, bro?
Good signing. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Good fucking signing. Hell yeah. Good fucking signing. Type of signings. When those are type of players you need as auxiliary players that's coming off your bench. That's when you let people think the only way you can raise the level of your team is just through the 11. No. Sometimes you can raise the level of your team about who's coming to back up your fucking starting 11. Because if people don't like this, if people need to really wake up and smell the dog shit, is that this idea of guys being young and all that, we got experienced players now, bro. Enzo's a fucking World Cup winner. He's been in this league 3 years now. Caicedo been in this league 3 years now. Caldwell, 2.5 seasons, almost 3 seasons now. Chalobah, how many seasons? Tosin, how many seasons? Don't even get me started on Cucurella. Reece James is a world-class beast. What are we talking about? So all this experience y'all think we don't have is growing. You can't say 3 years ago, oh, we need experience. And then we have the same players from then and be like, we need experience. Those players are now fucking experienced. They're actually going through things. They're building their experience. They're building it. Last year we had to lock down and lock in to get top 3, to get top 5. We ended up with top 4. And then we had to lock in and win that fucking teacup, and we won it.
Yep.
We won it because that's how you build character. The other day, when we up against 11, and then 12, and then the fucking VAR booth, what happened? We locked in and we won again. This shit's build character. It builds character. Y'all keep sitting there and downplay everything that these players going to, but the team is building itself as we speak.
Oh, and Jimmy, that's a shit point, man. Because people, they think we add Joao Pedro and add these players who are still young, by the way, and still can develop into top players.
But young and experienced. Joao Pedro has
but he's been 3 Premier League seasons. But Watford, 3. He's fighting.
And 2 with Brighton.
Yeah.
That's an experienced Premier League fucking player.
I think Watford was fighting the relegation thing. Fighting. That's how, and he still managed to outperform to get a bigger move to Brighton. Brighton don't sign scrubs. Technical players, high ceilings, right? What's he said here? Of course. That's why we're linked to him, because they want these 2 players and we want him. So it makes sense. But yeah, that's the thing to me. They think these players are joining some dismantled, poor squad, old guy. Bro, you're joining a team of players with Enzo. You will continue. Enzo, Palmer, the lap's ready, Sirius, Pedro. Then you got James telling you what to do. Cucurella, Caicedo there I mentioned, Lavia. You're competing with Gittins and Noni who's still there at the moment and Jackson who's to improve. There's competition everywhere. People think that's a bad thing.
And that's why I tell people
it's a good thing.
The goalkeeper, whether it's Mike Mignon or Sturgeon or fucking whoever, Emi Martinez, whatever, it will bring a next level of experience. Our goalkeeper needs to be somebody that's experienced, that's done their thing. Right now, yo, as much as I'm saying this and that, if you get me the right goalkeeper, right, and get me Kudus, I'm cool with not even getting a fucking center back. I'm dead serious. I'll be cool with not even getting a center back. Like,
because you think we'll have enough attack just to win, and the defense is still good, third best in the league, and the attack will be enough to get us through. I hear it.
Yeah, man.
Here's my thing. I think Robert said, Robert who joins the channel, right? He even said, if we got a centre back and no goalkeeper, he would still be calm. And I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, and I get it, because my thing is, don't rush and try to get everything one time and end up with some shit you be stuck with. That's my thing. Like, don't run and get a fucking center back just to get one. If it ain't one that's gonna raise the level, wait. Don't rut. What the fuck for? What for? Wait. If we ain't got one that's gonna raise the ceiling, wait. You know what I mean? Just wait. My main thing is the positions that scare me right now. Left back. We need a left back. Get a left back. We don't need any more midfielders. Get me a left back. That's what I need. Backup left back. I think backup left back.
He's playing a lot of games.
Yeah, I think getting a real backup left back is more important than actually getting another center back. Dead serious. Get another left back. We need a left back that can actually play and deputize for Cucurella. It's very important. He does not have to be as good as Cucurella. He just needs to be that step lower, that he can just deputize for 7-8 games if needed. Some shit like that. You know what I mean? We need a left back and give me my goalkeeper, and I'll be all right with not getting no center back.
So you're saying if we just signed a left back and a goalkeeper, or a left back and centre back with the Kudus, that'd be calm. We could wait. So I heard what you said earlier. You don't think we will title challenge, or you think we will?
I think if we was to get Kudus and Mike Mignon, I expect Chelsea to be fighting to be in the title challenge, like within 9 points of whoever won the league. Will be no less than 3 games outside of them, in my mind.
That's quite good, man.
I honestly feel that. I have that much faith in what the manager's doing.
So you think we could get an extra 15 points?
Man, listen, I think what killed us last year was scoring. We lacked goals. Look how long we went without a goal when Cucurella was the only one scoring goals.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Goals,
even our running, that was our midfield and defense. That weren't even our attack, because we didn't score any goals. We're winning games like 1-0. Look at the last few games: 1-0, 1-0, 2-1 maybe. We don't concede, but we're definitely not scoring.
Wasn't scoring.
And if we do, it's Cucurella header. You know what I'm saying? So scrappy goals, but we did it in the end, which you said builds fighting spirit. It builds it, bro. When you play sport, you have a work and you fail, it helps you. Like when you grind, bro. When you're older than me, you know how life is. Life is tough, and when you get through it, you get to the other side. It builds you as a character, innit? Yeah, bro. Jimmy. We were never gonna get Garnacho. I don't know why everyone was getting. Bro, like it was never gonna happen, man. Like, obviously, that's the case.
I told people that from the start. That was never happening.
People forgetting if we score goals early, it puts less pressure on the back line.
Exactly.
When was the last time we saw Chelsea score in the first half? You see what I'm saying?
Or score 2 in the first half and put a game away.
Liverpool last year, bang bang, 2 goals. And then they can just chill. Then the opposition's got to attack and they'll get like a cheat goal. And even when they do go behind, because the options they've got, Bang. You can change it up, put Gakpo on, put Diaz up front, whatever you want to do. You know, even Nunes scored 10 Premier League goals, Jimmy. Nunes. And who's he? But then Jordz is telling me Gittins can't do any better than Delap. Sorry, Gittins can't do any better than Diaz and get a few Premier League goals. And Delap's going to do much worse than Nunes, who got 10 Premier League goals, whatever it was. I'm not doing that.
I'm not beat for these guys who sit down and predict the worst for my team. They can kiss my ass with that.
And it's like everyone's going to improve and Chelsea's going to get worse. And all the players we sign are mid. But guess what, Jimmy? Every other team that signs players, their players are going to work, innit? So Cunha's going to work at Man United. Mbeumo's going to work at Man U. Kudus is going to work at Spurs. City, Shirky's going to work. But guess what? Gittins in the lap. I don't know.
Exactly.
Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. Yeah, whatever.
Exactly.
We'll see. And you know what? Liverpool's works. Kirkes and Frimpong, even they're all young. Yeah, they're gonna work. I don't care if they've won the league. The point is they're coming from a different league. We're signing players from the Premier League or who've played in England before. Wirtz has never played in England before. Do you know what I'm saying? Wirtz has never played in England. But because they won the league, he's going to come in and do his thing. Come on, man.
Yeah, these dudes have no idea, man.
Like, come on. But that's good for Chelsea, man. People wrote us off last year. I'm not even doing the underdog thing because we have spent a lot of money. So I'm not trying to get sympathy for no rivals. They have their core. So do Chelsea. Chelsea have a core. The only positions we need to improve in our core is a goalkeeper and striker. We still conceded 3. We still conceded the third least amount of goals in the Premier League with Sanchez at the back and Tosin and Chalobah, who, by the way, most of you in the chat don't even rate.
Don't rate.
Most Chelsea fans don't even rate them. And if they do, they think they're mid-table.
And
so
with a shit keeper.
We do have a spine. It's not like the spine's not there. It's we need to improve on the spine. And by the way, so do Liverpool, who are basically looking for a striker. So what are we saying now? Do you know what I'm saying? But chat, it's very, very interesting, man. A lot of you, by the way, I'm not even doing the Chelsea support thing. Like, I'm blind. It's more like people said the same thing last year about Chelsea not being good enough and whatnot, and we still made top 4. Do you know what I'm saying? But people, there's over 200 people here. Jimmy needs to get to his respective 1,000. I need to hit
1,000. What are you talking about?
No, I said the respective 1K. You're going for 2. How far are you from 2K?
Oh, I'm like 70 subs or something like that.
Bro.
Yeah, get me there. What y'all doing?
Chat, come on, man. Like, if you all sub out, Jimmy would be on like 1.9K. If you guys all sub to me, I'll be on nearly 1.8K. Chat, let's get this chat. You see it says 29 left? The 30 of you in here who are snakes, who are watching this video, joining me and Jimmy crushing other rival teams, are not subscribing. You're a snake, bro. Come on, man. We're 8 likes away from 100 likes, which is good. But we need to be pioneers of the rude boy thing. I like that one. Yo, we got more than 70 here. Sub to Jimmy, 100%. Chelsea watched Antonio Silva in their last match against Benfica. Do you know much about him, Jimmy? Do you know much about him?
No, not much.
Yo, if the shoe fits, it fits, Matt. Matt, if you're freeloading, if the shoe fits, it fits. Sub to me and Jimmy. Stop messing around. I'll sub to you, not Jimmy. Dave, you already subbed to me. Stop it. You joke, man. All right, I'll sub to Jimmy, fellas. Nah, come on, man. It's always about. Don't be a joke thing.
What's up, yo?
But yeah, what centre back, Jimmy? I don't know if I asked you stuff there. I don't ask you some question. What centre back do you want? Because I know we spoke about what goalkeeper do you want? Man, yeah, heard it on Football Terror. Nova Foul say that. What centre back do you want?
I want man, yeah. And your centre back I want, he's not even on the list. That's Lacroix from fucking Palace.
You want Lacroix from Crystal Palace?
Yeah, I need Lacroix.
I think I'm overrating it, Jimmy, man. He's all right in it. Like, he's okay.
Nah.
Is he even better than Fafana with one leg?
Huh? Nah, he's a player.
Again, is he better than Fofana?
You heard what I said I want, right?
Lacroix. Hey, chat, do you think Lacroix is better than Fofana if they're both fit? Jimmy thinks yes. That's why he's looking at me that way. Chat, what do you think? Bring back Gahey. I don't want Gahey. Now, I said I wanted Gahey before, but I don't know if he's all that, man. He's all right. He's okay in it. He's good. Like, if I don't know, man. That's we say Mark Gahey, 40 million Mark Gahey. What are you saying? Well, I'll get the core in it.
You already had. You asked me who I want. Right?
No, but I'm saying over Gahey. You take him over Gahey.
Yeah, I'm over that Gahey shit. Okay. They can sell the Gahey to somebody else and give my money and give us our money.
That's the thing, chat. Calling Gahey mid is a bit deep, and he's not mid, but it's like, I don't know, man. Be up Joey in the chat. I don't know if Gahey's mid, but I don't know if he takes me to the promised land like that. Like, if you got a Van Dijk and a Gahey, fine. Cole's cold, but is he enough with Gahey to be enough? I don't know, man. Maybe. Honestly, if Fofana stay fit, how Reece James and Neto and Kudus stay fit, we might have a very dangerous 11. If Fofana stays fit and we get a new goalkeeper, we're in the title race 1 billion%. 1 billion%. And that's no cap. Like, I'm not worried about the title race, chat. My thing is, do we have enough to like win it? I don't want to necessarily just be in the title race for the sake of it. Do you know what I mean? I want to actually win the race. What's the point of being in a race you don't even want to win? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to prioritize left back over centre back. Cheeky Konate bid. I mean, would Konate join Chelsea? Highly unlikely. Would I not take him? I'll be an idiot to say no. So with that in mind, I'll probably take him, to be fair. Hikampe. Heard a lot of you say Hikampe. Trying to see if there's any news on Kudus. A little bit of news from Fabrizio. Not from Fabrizio. From Ben Jacobs. Let's see what he's saying. About... He didn't really say much, but I'll get it on the screen just for the viewers. Because why not? Guys, you gave me about 6-7 subs. Let's get some more subs in this building, man. Mods, let's push it. Get me and Jimmy up at least 20 more subs. Spurs keen on Kudus. 85 release clause. He's also offered to Chelsea. Fair enough. I think I put this on earlier, to be fair. Konate, Cole, or Reece James, Kurla, and Manyan. Yo, if we had this back five, we are certainly in the title race. I could definitely do our thing. I wouldn't mind him. Fats made a £300 bet that Chelsea would finish above Arsenal.
What's that now? What happened?
Yesterday, I think Joey was there. Joey and Fats made a bet with some Arsenal fans that we would finish above them, and they bet like £300. It was like $350.
Oh, okay.
So they're confident in it. They'll finish above Arsenal.
It's too early. I don't know. I gotta let the window play out. So
there we go. Chat. As much as I want to question Arsenal, they go sign Rodrigo, Eze, and Gyökeres. We're not finishing above them. I highly doubt.
You can forget about that. They ain't doing all that.
Yeah, like, come on. They're not. No, I agree with Jimmy there. They're not going to get with them. But I'm saying as an example, I bet the Lap would score more goals than Sesko. That's a good bet, though. That's a good bet. That's actually, he did it twice. Well, Joey, you double down, yeah? Joey double down, yeah? Man said, what, £200? I'll pay £300. You know what I'm saying? Forget my accent, by the way. It's a random American accent that I made up on the spot. So don't be calling me out. Let me do Joey's accent. What? I'll pay you £300. Dollars. You know what I'm saying? I know that's what Joey said. I know Joey's breaded, so I know he's wild going. I didn't bet nothing about finishing ahead of Arsenal. Oh, it was about the lap, Fez. Konate's not coming up, Chez. He's old and will be a high weight. Konate's not old. What?
How's he old?
What? You're my guy. How is Konate old?
That's wild.
How is Konate? Hey, Jimmy, guess how old he is?
Like 24, 25. What are you talking about?
Nah, chat, you're taking the mic. Bro, the guy's
joking. Yeah, he's not even old.
Bro, I'm nearly 26. Am I old now? Am I old? I'm nearly 26. Am I old, chat? He's not 23. What are you man on? Well, he literally just turned 26. He's the same year as me.
That's crazy. Bro, they talking about he's old. My son turns 27 this year. The fuck are we talking about? I'm old, not my son. I'm old.
But if you're not even old, though, that's what's taps.
I'm 44.
Bro, that's not even old, though, at all. Like,
of course it's not. But to somebody in their 20s.
Yeah. 44? Yeah. What?
What? Until I catch their girl at the club late one night. You know what I mean?
Listen, 44 uncle, granddad. You know what I'm saying? It's me. But in this football thing, if you're 25 and over, you're old. It's peak.
These people have no idea, man.
Man going, Joao Pedro is 24, and I was like, yeah, what? I'm what? They're like, yeah, but he started to get there. I was thinking, he's 24, bro. He's got like 6 years until he's 30.
Yeah, he tripping.
Bro, Ches, he's 20. Ches is 21. I'm definitely not 21. I'm definitely not. I'm 60 in a month's time. Wait, for real? I've got 60-year-olds watching me. That is bad. I actually believe him as well because his name's believable. Simon M. Pearson. You know what I'm saying? Simon M. Pearson. Bro, you sound very 60. You suddenly got a nice name. We got Simon in the chat, 100%.
He say he up there in age, huh?
Bro, that name just sounds like 1950s, bro. I hear it. All due respect, not in a rude way. I like your name. At Kudus' new pies. Oh, wait. Let's get up before we end the stream because we're going to end the stream here. What did Pies say about Kudus? Me open something good, you know? Wait, why am I lying for?
Pies ain't say shit.
Oh, he didn't say anything, bro. I'm for real. Born in 65. Big yourself, Simon, man. I was born in 99. Deep it.
That's crazy.
To some people in this chat, they were like 20-year-olds when I was born. And to some people in this chat, I'm old to them. It's tapped. Life is a weird scenario, man.
Pies ain't say shit.
Oh, Pies didn't say anything.
Jacob Steinberg said Chelsea, like Mohamed Kudus, can play in 3 positions across the attack, but it remains to see whether they sign another forward after agreeing to deals with Gittins and Joao Pedro. Okay.
That's holding. Basically, Chelsea are saying we need to get sales. We need to get sales. Look what Jay said. He said, get the deal done before Chelsea work out what they're doing with Esteban Madueke next season because they'll be sniffing. Okay, is this the news here? West Ham are open to an offer of 60 M's for Kudus and attracting interest. Chelsea like that he can play. Yeah. He did 5 minutes ago. But I'm trying to get out for the chat though, Jimmy. I can't see anything. Maybe he did it as a replies. Let me see.
Nah, I read that from
Pies.
Somebody else.
Oh yeah, he did.
He just aggregated this shit. That's all.
But it's the same. It's the same, bro. Jimmy already told you. If I change my name to Chesney English, football accountant, I could start doing this news and get about 10K followers in about a day. I'm telling you. I'm telling you though. If I started copying and pasting this when they went live and put Chesney accountant, football accountant news, people start, yo, Ches, is Kudus signing? I'm like, yeah. I put a sign timer emoji. And people was like, yo.
Or put an emoji with like sirens and fucking and hourglasses. Kudus.
The siren and the eyes.
With the siren and the hourglass and the siren around it and shit. It's stupid shit.
Yeah, this is the news. So we end off, yeah? West Ham open to an offer for 60 ends of Kudus and attracting interest. Chelsea like whatever. And like VD said, he's basically saying we could sign him, but we might not. Obviously, literally. These news articles mean nada.
Full of shit.
Tottenham Ranger, that's a bit mad. Yeah, Tottenham Rangers, he's rage baiting. I hear it. But chat, there's a lot of you joining, and I'm tired. I need to go. But big up Jimmy for joining as always. Jimmy's always available there when he's not working. Do it and then add the Ghana. Hey, that's the one, Jimmy. You got to add the Ghana.
Next few weeks, so I'm always available.
Come on, big up Jimmy. You'll see him in the chat. But Jimmy, this one you got to add. You got to add the Ghanaian flag, a siren, and eyes. 10K followers in a day. And then don't forget the blue circle. So it's a Chelsea blue.
Yeah, it's a Chelsea blue.
Get in. Bare quote treats. Oh, Ches, what do you know? Yeah, don't worry, guys. I'm chatting to people. I'll let you know soon. Follow me up. Retweet. Bang, bang, 10K followers. And then people then. I'm out of here. Jimmy's channels below. So there's zero excuses not to put him on nearly 1.8 thousand subscribers. So I'm saying West Ham.
I'm at 2,000. I'm at 1.9 already. Give me the 2,000.
Oh, Jimmy's only on 2K. I'm bugging.
Yeah, I'm already over that.
Let's get Jimmy to 2K. We can get him to 2K right now.
Yeah,
you know
go over there and subscribe, you filthy animals.
Macaulay Culkin said it himself. Do you know what I'm saying?
Home Alone. 1938.
When I was like 2 days old, Macaulay Culkin said it himself. Like the video, you filthy animals. Do you know what I'm saying? Subscribe and like to me as well. I'm nearly on what? 1.6K, measly one. Do you get it? Let me refresh my thing. Let me refresh your thing as well. Let's see what's going on.
Ain't nothing happening. I got 2 new subscribers, you bastards.
I actually got 14. You lot are snakes, man.
Yeah, you bastards.
That's
what I'm talking about. Middle finger, man. Fuck
out of here. No. You lot are snakes.
To the friend stand. I'm out of here. We out.
Yeah, we're out, man. Limit people them. This is mad. You lot are violating. We'll see you tomorrow, yeah, 3:30. Be there or be